Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of corporate finance and try not to get lost in the legalese, but let's be honest, sometimes we do. Today we're diving into LINDE PLC's latest report, and let's just say they're airing their dirty laundry, or maybe just their quarterly results. So grab your coffee because we're about to find out what's really going on with this industrial gas giant. And hey, if you like your financial news served with a side of no nonsense, make sure you're subscribed and join our Discord community linked in the description below as well. Alright, let's get straight to it. This is a current report, which basically means Linde is telling us what's happening right now. The meat and potatoes of this filing, as usual, concerns their results of operations and financial condition. Essentially, how much money did they make and are they in good shape? LINDE PLC, for those who might not know, is a massive player in the industrial gas and engineering world. Think of all the specialized gases used in manufacturing, healthcare, and even electronics. Linde is likely involved. They are incorporated in Ireland and have a global presence. Their star product on the stock exchange is their ordinary shares, traded under the ticker LINDE on the Nasdaq. These are the pieces of the company that you and I can potentially buy a slice of. The main event here is a press release they issued on August 1st of this year, spilling the beans on their performance for the quarter that ended on June 30th, 2025. Now, normally these press releases are carefully worded, so let's see if there's any hidden story beneath the surface. This press release is being furnished here as Exhibit 99.1 and it's incorporated by reference, meaning it's officially part of this legal document. Think of it as a footnote that's actually more important than the main text. Now, while the actual financial tables aren't directly embedded in the text of the 8K itself, this filing points us to the press release which would contain those vital numbers. An 8K like this is often used to announce significant events, and in this case it's all about sharing quarterly results. We're looking for what these results actually mean for the company's direction and performance. Let's imagine we're looking at that press release. We'd be hunting for key figures. For example, we'd want to know their revenue. Did it go up or down compared to the same time last year? If revenue grew by, say, 10%, that's a good sign of increasing sales. But if it dropped 5%, that might mean they're selling less or facing tough competition. We'd also be eyeing their profit. Net income is what's left after all expenses are paid. A rising net income is like finding gold. A falling one is, well, not so good. We'd also be interested in earnings per share, or EPS. This tells us how much profit is allocated to each share of stock. A higher EPS generally makes the stock more attractive to investors. If Linde reported a strong EPS growth, it suggests they're becoming more profitable for each share. But if it's shrinking, investors might get nervous. Another crucial area is their cash flow. Companies can report profits on paper, but if they aren't actually bringing in cash, that's a problem. Positive cash flow from operations means they have enough money coming in from their core business to keep the lights on and maybe even grow. We'd also look at any major expenses or unusual items. Did they have a big one-time cost that skewed their profits this quarter, or perhaps a gain from selling off a part of their business? These things can give us a clear picture of the ongoing health of their operations. We also need to consider the context. How are their competitors doing? Is the industry as a whole booming or struggling? Linde operates in industrial gases and engineering, which are often tied to broader economic activity. If manufacturing is slowing down, Linde might feel that pinch. If new technologies are emerging that require their gases, that could be a huge opportunity. Think about it like this. If Linde is selling more oxygen to hospitals because of a health crisis, that's a short-term boost. But if they're providing gases for semiconductor manufacturing and that industry is booming, that's a more sustainable long-term growth driver. We also need to be wary of how companies present their numbers. Sometimes they highlight adjusted earnings which exclude certain unusual items. While this can provide a clearer view of core operations, it can also be used to put a rosier spin on less than stellar results. We need to dig into what those adjustments are. Looking at their overall financial health, we check their debt levels. Too much debt can be a major risk, making it hard to borrow money or pay back loans if business slows down. We compare their debt to their assets and their earnings to see if they're managing it well. To recap, when we're looking at Linde's quarterly report, we're really trying to answer a few key questions. Is their core business growing? Are they making more money? Are they managing their expenses and debt effectively? And are their results sustainable in the long run, considering the economic environment and their industry? Now, if Linde's press release showed a healthy increase in revenue and profit alongside strong cash flow, that would suggest they're executing their strategy well and are in a strong competitive position. This could mean expanding market share or benefiting from favorable industry trends. Conversely, if we saw declining revenues, lower profits, or a strain on cash flow, it might signal challenges like increased competition, rising costs, or a slowdown in the markets they serve. We also need to remember that a single quarter's results are just a snapshot. We'd want to see these trends over several quarters or even years to get a true picture of Linde's performance and direction. But for now, this 8K filing is our signal that something new has been announced and it's time to pay attention. Alright, that's our dive into what this Linde filing signifies. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.